Today, my invited guest, DJ Prince Ice. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yes, he's heard live with the Ice Cold Radio Mix and on the Big DM and Hot 103.9. Turntablist?
Yes.
Is that a word? Turntablist extraordinaire.
Creating with turntables.
Yes. Yeah. And many people have heard you for many years. Don't know if they know that you are a veteran broadcaster of 20 years plus. Yeah. You are a musician, yes, producer, visionary, and you also are CEO of Ice Cold Productions.
Yes.
That's just to name a few. I could introduce you for the next 30 minutes, but again, welcome to the show. And I wanted to get you to talk a little bit about how you started in the business and things that you are doing now that actually your longevity is amazing in the industry. So first of all, tell us how you got in the business.
Well, I was born son of a, anyway. My mom says 3, but I remember 5 starting to DJ.
Okay.
They were showing me how to DJ and everything, and started me DJing family functions and then school functions, and it just kept growing. By the time I was 12, I was doing shows a lot of different places. So in my teens, I got to go on the road with some of the legendary artists like Salt and Pepper and Run DMC. And when I got close to finishing high school, it was time to consider careers. And so
now, you got your first DJ job around the age of 15.
Well,
was that on the air?
Some of the biggest, actually, radio. This is my 30th year in radio. So I went to college for radio in Atlanta, Columbia School of Broadcasting, and got my own show.
Okay.
In 88. So my mother called me and said, hey, the Big DM's hiring. So I came back to Columbia just a few months later, applied, got hired at another station, oh, wow.
Been that long, huh?
It's been that long. Oh, wow. They are going to kill me for that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
It'll come at
the
end of the
interview. Watch. Wow.
But you have something that a lot of people don't have. Mm-hmm. You are very versatile in what you do. And so speak to us on that.
Well, my mentors made sure of that. So I got to shout out those, like Dr. Lovejoy is one of the DJs I met when we first moved to South Carolina from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And he was at a station in Mullen, South Carolina. And I can remember those call letters, WCIG,
Yeah.
And he was at the skating rink DJing. And I was a skater as well, breakdancing, dancing, singing, writing, rapping, playing the piano. So all of that. My whole family was musical. So he took me under his wings, let me come in the booth with him. So and that's how I kept getting in and getting other gigs as a young DJ. And met AJ Savage and a few others that are not only in this market, but throughout the country. I got to meet all of my icons over the years and even do some work with them, from Jazzy Jeff and opening up for him, and Jam Master Jay and Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash, Kid Capri. It goes on. So, and then getting in the studio behind the boards with some people and just watching how they recorded songs and songwriting, it just kept me going. So
now you have this extraordinary resume, not only being on the air, mixing. I don't know if people really need to get it. I'm going to let them see what it looks like when you are actually, you're actually live on the air, mixing. A lot of people are scared to do that.
I love being live, and people ask me, how do you come up with the mixes that you do every day at 12 o'clock and whenever you're on the radio? I said I don't. I used to try to plan it, but it flows better when you're just off the cuff sometimes. I'll have a song in mind that I want to play, and then I'll get in the car, and sometimes I'll either ride with the radio off, or someone will text me and say, hey, can you play so-and-so today? And then my mind says, ding, and a playlist starts forming in my head right there. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's about to be one of those days. So it's just fun, and that's the fun about it, because it's taking people on a musical ride.
I know I was at the Colonial Life Arena, and when you mixed the likes of AC/DC and Van Halen, and you're mixing all musical genres together, I said, what? That was incredible. So that's universal, and I think that is awesome.
I love that, and thank you, because that's what people want. Music has no boundaries.
Yes.
So if you like good music, you like good music, regardless of its genre or format, and I'm thankful that I'm allowed to do that on urban radio. I'm playing classic rock mixed with hip hop and reggae mixed with funk and soul and all kinds of different things, but that's the thing. People grew up listening to many different styles of music, and they're still doing it. So why not just give them that buffet that they want?
Right. And you have such a big heart. Not only are you on the air, and then you're also out in the streets mixing and you all over the world, but you have a heart for our youth. And as he's my coworker now, and many times you'll come in, you'll have a shadowing program. People will come and shadow you and see what it is that you do on the job, and you go out and you speak to the youth.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
I love that because we didn't have that from this side. When you had career day back in, way back when, you had the policeman, the fireman, the lawyer.
Right.
The doctor, and a few other things, carpenter and et cetera. No one in the music industry, no one in radio, no one in television came to your career fair.
Right.
And ironically, kids want to know about the music industry. They want to know about broadcasting. They want to see something they haven't seen. And as music changed, hip hop brought a lot of that to the forefront. So people wanted to know what was it like being a DJ, and then they learned that a lot of DJs have so much different background. Like Dr. Dre is a truly pianist. People wouldn't know that about a lot of people. They're really musicians that can actually convey their thoughts on turntables, and that term turntablism came from recreating music with turntables.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also like the fact that you have your own company.
Yes.
It extends from just being a turntablist.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your Ice Cold Productions and what you do there.
What and that's something that I still keep in front of me. I keep that in mind. I pray about God letting me do this, but in a way that gets his approval. So Ice Cold Productions is, when I DJ, I only play clean music. But I play for various different crowds, ages and backgrounds and demographics. In the same way now with from the songwriting got serious, now I write and produce, and I've done remixes for songs and that's key. So much left and right for people, but when I gave you this example. I told somebody, I said, when you're dying of thirst, you don't ask for a Coke, you don't ask for a Gatorade, you don't ask for an alcoholic beverage, you ask for water.
True.
So music has to be that water. We're getting a ton of different flavors of music now, but somewhere along the way we lost that water where it's just good, pure music. It talked about life, love, and everything, but in a manner that you didn't have to turn it off in front of the kids. Or, if you're an adult, sometimes there's stuff you don't want to hear in certain lyrics of songs.
Exactly.
And people, for some reason, think they can't make good music without it being clean. People want that. So that's what Ice Cold Productions is doing, where it's just as hot as anything you'll hear with the music, the beats wise and everything. So prone to the production side now. So you got great songs musically, but lyrically you're like, oh my God, did they just say that?
Right.
So you don't have to say that. And that's coined one more phrase that I said, that every classic is a hit, but not every hit is a classic. Classics are songs that you want to hear indefinitely, forever. And they have something, they reach into you. And when you make those songs like that, people can take them with them for the rest of their life, and they become the favorites of their kids, their grandkids, and so forth.
Okay. DJ Prince Ice, my guest, and let me ask you, your upcoming project is a release, a long-awaited compilation is coming out.
Yes.
Hands in the air, like
exactly.
Hands in the air,
and
party like you just don't care. No.
Exactly. It's that title. That one is a prayer answered too. It's been some years in the making because I wanted to work with as many artists from South Carolina. The first, like I said, the prayer was to, again, make music that could touch and feed everyone's soul and still make them have a good time in life. People forget that, God gave us life to have a good time as well, not just to, we're not robots. He doesn't program us. He gave us free will. So now take everything we've got, use it in a way that benefits us. Take all the artists that are out here. There are tons, and then another service is South Carolina's shown me so much love for 30 years of radio. I have to give that back. I want the artist here to have a platform. You have your Funk Master Flex, DJ Khaled, and so many other people that are doing great things. So let's do that for South Carolina artists, but we do it clean so everyone can taste it. And I want to get South Carolina sound. This is, everybody waves to each other. So you want that loving family feel in the music and still live for the crowd everywhere.
I like to introduce myself. My name is Prince.
One thing I really love about you is that when someone comes up to you, you are always very gracious to give advice if they ask for it. And so while we have this moment, what advice would you give to young people coming up who would like to follow in your footsteps and become a DJ? What would you say to them?
For every young person, whether your dream is to do what I do or to do something else, dream. Wake up, pray about it, walk towards it. If you have faith that you should receive it, if it's for you, you got to work towards it. Nothing happens without the work. You know what it says, faith without works is dead. You can't get anything if you do nothing. And be prepared to deal with the non-believers. Haters are the first people, and I don't like that word, but I've come to understand it's true. Someone that may hate on you when you say you're going to do something, they're the first people that realize you can. They want to convince you that you can't or that you shouldn't. And the irony is sometimes it's someone that has what you have or maybe even have more. The people who don't have it aren't the people that aren't usually the haters. Someone that's trying to come up, it could come from any angle. But at the end of the day, maintain your integrity, walk towards where you're trying to get. And make sure that you keep yourself in check. Hold you accountable and responsible because your success or failure is only up to you.
How would you like to be remembered?
Just simply as a guy that cared. That's it. I love what I do. I appreciate the honor and privilege of doing it. And I care about it to the point that, and that's what came about with the title of the album, that feeling that you get when your favorite song comes on, or there's moments in life where you have, and you're so excited when your team wins, when the music's great, when something great happens, you throw your hands in the air. You're like, yes.
Victory.
Yes.
Yes.
So you want that feeling. I get to have that feeling every time I get to do what I'm doing. And any other time that I'm doing something that touches people, sharing good news with them to playing good music for them. And even just, like you said, sometimes after a gig, people will see me in IHOP, Waffle House, or see me walking through the Walmart. Hey, Prince Ice. And next thing you know, 2 hours have passed. We've been talking for 2 hours.
Right.
But I want that because what we're supposed to do is just be people with each other.
All right. This is my coworker. I'm just so honored and proud to work with you these few years. And it's just been a joy. And thank you for coming in today and sharing with us. If someone would like to invite you to one of the schools, speak to the students, or if they have any more questions, how do they get in touch with DJ Prince Ice?
Well, they can hit me on the email at bookdjprinceice@gmail. That's bookdjprinceice@gmail. I'm on all social media, literally. I've set up those pages just because they exist, because, they say on the internet, the longer your paper trail, the more stuff you have out there. So I'm on everything. Follow at DJ Prince Ice. And that's, I'm everywhere as that mainly because we want to continue to give that love to the people.
Absolutely. All right. Pleasure. Let's get back to work.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.